Grace and peace to you. I want to talk about the Enneagram this morning, which is something that you may have heard of, or maybe it's completely new to you, but it's something that's been incredibly life-giving for my own life, both spiritually and personally. And we also have a workshop coming up for it on this Sunday, a free workshop to explore what the Enneagram is and learn about how it can be helpful in our lives. And that'll be at Sedgefield Presbyterian Church that we're co-sponsoring with them. The Enneagram is essentially a spiritual tool that works kind of like a personality typing system. And so there are 9 distinct personality types that it uses. And each of those is a way that different people experience the world, different kind of core narratives that drive people, different foundational needs that are important to different people. And before you think, well, I know more than 9 different kinds of people, how can there only be 9 types? I like to think of this in the same way that there aren't just 9 colors, right? That we might say red, orange, yellow, green, blue, yada, yada. But we all know there's actually a million different kinds of red, right? There's a million different kinds of blue. And the same is true here, that I might be one of the 9 numbers. That doesn't mean I'm exactly the same as all of the other people. There's a million number 7s, there's a million number 2s, there's a million number 3s, and on and on. And so it's not trying to simplify things and say there's only 9 kinds of people, but it is trying to say that there are these different ways that people engage the world, and understanding how you engage the world is helpful in leading us to more healthy behaviors and leading us to experience the divine and experience God in ways that resonate with us and relate to other people who see the world differently even better. And so a lot of personality typing systems, I think, are focused on what we do, right? Like, oh, I'm a bubbly, energetic personality, or I'm kind of a contemplative personality, or I'm a this or that or that. And the Enneagram is much less concerned about what you do and more about why you do it. And so rather than saying, well, I'm a really outgoing person, Enneagram helps to understand, well, why are you that way? What's the kind of core need or desire or narrative that's driving that? Because if I can understand the need, then especially when I'm being unhealthy, I can note that and try to address those needs. And so for me, I'm a 7. And the main need for a 7 is avoiding pain. And so what that's meant for me is I always, my whole life, have had kind of bouts of avoiding things, right? Of projects I didn't really want to do and I put off, or conversations that I knew would be difficult. And so I just put it out of mind, or things that I'm supposed to be taking care of and completely forget about because I've gotten so good at just blocking it from my mind so I can completely avoid it altogether. None of those are particularly helpful ways of engaging things that are painful, though. And so what happens is it actually gets worse and worse and worse and worse as I avoid it until eventually there's a much more painful day of reckoning even. And so now that I'm more aware of that, it's helpful because I can say when I notice, maybe something on my list that I'm supposed to be doing at work that kind of stays on my list for day after day after day, week after week, and say, okay, well, why is this happening? Something about doing this must be painful to me. What is that? And then I can also be more compassionate myself and say, okay, this is going to be painful to do, and that is not going to be easy, but you can do it. And after I do it, you can eat a Snickers bar or something. I don't know. But my point is to say that understanding these things about myself has really made a huge difference in how I kind of embrace both my strengths and my weaknesses, and work harder at living in healthy ways. And so all 9 types have things like this, and there's a lot of helpfulness in understanding how we experience the divine and how we experience one another. And so it's really an incredible tool, and well worth 2 hours of your Sunday afternoon to come and check it out. If you want to figure out what your number is beforehand or just for fun, I'll put some links in this video. But if you Google it, you can also find it's Enneagram, and there's all sorts of free or paid tests online that you can use to help. Feel free to talk to me anytime. I'm kind of a nut for this stuff sometimes, so I would love to just talk about it casually with you, or like I said, this Sunday from 3 to 5 at Sedgefield Presbyterian Church, we'll have a workshop, and that'll be a great time to explore it a little more deeply. So hopefully you can come then, and we can learn about the Enneagram together. Until then, remember that you are loved, and God's peace be with you.